Plaintiff Rachel Frank says the defendant was her neighbor, and she and her boyfriend often had loud arguments in the middle of the night. Rachel claims the defendant was also aggressive, and she even threatened to assault Rachel. Rachel's suing because she claims the defendant admitted to damaging her car. Defendant Tabitha Halpane insists she's not aggressive and never threatened Rachel. And although she did tell Rachel that her car was damaged, she never said she was the one who damaged it. Tabitha's countersuing for harassment.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Yes, Tabitha was my former neighbor. She lived right across from me. She was not the most pleasant neighbor. She would drink and fight with her boyfriend in her garage late at night, around like 1 o'clock, even 1 o'clock in the morning. The neighbors and I kind of talked about how loud and what a nuisance her fighting was.
That's not true, Your Honor.
How do you know what she talked about with the neighbors?
I was talking about the boyfriend part. I understand.
So she would fight a lot, and we could tell, the neighbors and I could tell that she was very aggressive.
Aggressive toward whom?
Just aggressive in general. We could hear, I mean, she would keep us up at night from her fighting.
Well, she was aggressive toward her mate, who we don't know whether she was defending herself or not. When you say aggressive, that suggests that she started stuff and went out of her way to try and harm others or disrespect others.
Aggressive with me. She has threatened to beat me up.
There you go.
I do have witness statements.
All right. So you say she was aggressive towards you in that she wanted to fight, and sometimes or somehow you felt threatened by her?
Yes.
Okay. And did you all ever talk?
We did not know each other. I never spoke to her, not once, until one morning she came to my door and asked if I owned a red Pontiac out front.
What month and year was that?
May.
May of 17. Okay.
Yes. She told me that she hit my car, and so I was walking out.
What are you going to do about it?
That's right. What you gonna do?
So I was walking outside with her, and she became very inappropriate with me. She looked me up and down, and before we even got to my car, she apologized for her appearance, and I said, "Don't worry about it." You know, it was in the morning. I was wearing pajamas, and she was too. And she looks.
Your Honor, this is all lies.
All right, I'll allow her to give me some background, then I'll get back to you. I'll get back. Go ahead.
Number one, I don't know this woman from Adam. She lived across the street. I wasn't a resident at the residence she's speaking of. I was going through a hard time. My son was actually in the hospital 3 hours away, where I only got visitation certain parts of the week. And the fight she's talking about, I mean, is complete hearsay. There's no, like, I've never fought with my friend. My friend was helping me through a hard time. So this is completely made up. Like, I've never been aggressive other than the Pontiac. I let her know that there was damage to the vehicle because we spoke to the neighbors the night before, which was a male resident. There was apparently 5 of them living in the house. And when I had spoke to this neighbor, I said, "Hey, we just want to let you know it's hard for us to get out of our driveway, so can you guys start parking on this side?" And this was the night before supposedly her car got hit.
Let me hear about the car. She came to your door and told you what?
That she hit my car, that she was backing up. She couldn't see my car, and she hit it, and for me to look at the damages. We walked out, and we looked at the damage, and she asked me if I had insurance. I said, yes, of course. She's like, good, your insurance will take care of this. Then she was in a rush. She was taking her little boy to school. So then we exchanged phone numbers. And she left right away. And after that, I called the police, and I have a police report with her statement.
And then ultimately, what did she say about paying?
She was going to pay for $500 deductible for my insurance. But we did not go with that because it would be a claim on my insurance, and my rates
Increase your rates.
She wanted to go out of pocket.
Let me hear from you, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. Like I said, I don't know her from Adam. She lived.
Heard that. Don't tell me anything you've already told me.
You got it. By the way, I love you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Love you
just
too.
to let you know, I'm in love with you.
Good recovery.
Tell your wife I'm sorry.
It's a good recovery. Right?
Okay, just saying. But anyway, long story made short, her car got hit. I had a migraine that night. We had friends over. I have a.
Did you come to her door and say you had hit it?
No, I came to her door and I talked to her, said, "Hey, your car got
Your
hit."
Honor, I do have
Quiet,
receipts.
ma'am.
Just to give you a little backup here, the night before, like I said, there was a truck parked out. We hit the car and we hit the truck. This is not her vehicle. This was someone else, and it's already been settled.
Y'all hitting everything standing still.
You should
Go
see
ahead.
how small these streets are. I'm just telling
Go
you, we
ahead.
live in county, so it's not the city. It's a small street. It makes it to where we have to go over the curb to avoid hitting vehicles. I had a migraine all day. My roommate had a friend over. I don't know what time he left. We think he might have hit the vehicle, but he says he didn't. So I take his word. He seems like a nice guy, but I don't know him. I'm the one in court right now, obviously.
So bottom line, you told her that someone else did it.
No, I showed up at her door and I said, "Hey, your car got hit."
Right.
Yeah, because it was 3 a.m. She wasn't awake. No one.
You didn't say it was you.
No,
So
it
when you
wasn't-
tell a person your car was hit, that means someone else other than
Exactly.
you. So you never told her you hit her car.
I never hit her car.
All right, and you never hit it.
No, I let her know there was damage.
Why do you think she's bringing you in here?
Because she's naive. She's very young.
Do you think she's convinced you did it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But that's okay. The point is, I gave her my information because she expressed to me, due to being naive and being young, that she's obviously never made an insurance report before, so I explained the process. I empathized with her because I had a 2003 Cadillac CTS that got hit. And I said, "You're going to call your insurance company. You're going to pay a $500 deductible." She communicated she had full coverage. I said, "They'll definitely cover it then." And then 2 days later, I get a call from her and she sounds upset. I assumed she was crying, and she said they wouldn't cover it. Number one, I've made an insurance claim. You have full coverage. They're going to cover it. So I got her insurance information from her, and I called the insurance. I don't believe she even called them, because even the rep I spoke to and his supervisor communicated to me that if she has full insurance, we would, or, full coverage, we'll cover it. Then a couple days to a week later, I apologize for my lack of time frame. Her boyfriend calls me, and I'm like, "Who is this?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm Rachel's boyfriend." I said, "Okay, and how can I help you?" He goes, "Well, we've chosen to go out of pocket." And I said, "Okay, good for you." I said, "Good luck to you," and I hung up. That was the end of discussion. After that, I start getting calls from her, which is what I have here. I have proof of text messages, and I also have my roommate's statement. I haven't even read this statement, but it's just someone's,
Okay.
if I can submit
All
that
right.
subject.
Well, I'm allow her to give her harassment claim. How does she harass you?
I do want to also point out there's a lot of flaws in her statements. She has talked to my insurance company, and she has also admitted that she hit my car to my insurance.
How does she harass you?
I told her I
ma'am?
would do that for her, by the way.
She has threatened to beat me up. She came to my door drunk one night, and I was actually not.
How long ago was that?
It was in May.
You
it
weren't
was,
there?
That's not true.
No, my roommate was
Did
there.
she ever come by other than that?
No, just once banging on our door.
Well, how else did she harass
She
you?
has.
I've never shown up drunk, by the way, Your Honor, to her house.
She has. There's multiple text messages where she insulted my looks, my age.
see
She's
that.
also threatened to. The top ones are the most important, and it goes in order. She has threatened to make a false police report so it could ruin my college career.
I figured out you're probably a college student, so if you're thinking you're going into any kind of health care, you don't want a restraining order
Against
on your
you.
docket. Trust me on that one. And I'll be happy to file because you piss me off. So you were going to file the claim?
That would be
you know would
violent.
hurt her college because she pissed you off. Well, you're going to be pissed off even more when I read this police report where you told them you did commit the accident. Give it to her. Take your time. All the time you need to read it.
Yes, sir.
Because your claim is dismissed. So you have no other reason to be here. Take it and read. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
I think this is a good lesson for everyone that you have to take responsibility for your own actions.
It was a great experience. It was definitely nice to see her again. And I mean, whatever is going to happen is going to be up to the judge.